horror nerds. I'm so excited to show you what is right here. Now, this is from CPA Authentics. CPA Authentics got this girl to pretty much complete my Halloween franchise. So she apparently was a first-time signer, which I was thankful that she did it because it was a really good kick-ass signing. So this was a pretty much, I think, was about $50. You got to choose like the different sizes, like whatever she signed, like a knife or a mask. So I normally stick with my 8x10s that I normally do. I think personalization and the like character name you had to pay like extra for. But so I didn't do it this time around. But I did choose my paint pen. So here we go.
Which is pink, probably, right?
Pretty much.
Okay,
It's pink.
yay.
It's pink. And then you also now have to pay for authentication, which really sucks.
Are you kidding?
Yep. So JSA or Beckett, they normally add like a $10 on top of it, depending on how many signatures you have signed on the autograph. I already know it's legit because I deal with CPA Authentics. They're pretty much a well-known company out there. So here we go.
So you're going to pay for it still or no?
No, it's fine. It's for me. It's for me only.
Yeah.
And here it is. Ba-bam. So this is signed by Andi Matichak, who played Allyson in Halloween, the 2018 one, Halloween Ends and Halloween Kills. If you don't know her character, she is pretty much like a leading character. She was, I guess you could say she's like part of like the final girls. She is basically Judy Gear's daughter. Like daughter in the show, like in the movies, but Laurie Strode's granddaughter, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, her character was pretty badass. I really liked her. She was not one of those like pussy, like characters that wouldn't fight back, like wouldn't fight against Michael. But she pretty much held her own pretty much. I will say in the 2018, when they did the trailer going into, I know, was it 2018? I think it was going into Halloween Kills, where she had the knife in her hand, the way that they zoomed in on her, like all bloody and stuff, because they got into like basically like a match between Michael, all of them did. So like when she was covered in blood and they kind of like zoomed in on her face and they zoomed in on the knife, I was like, holy shit, are they really going to make her go crazy? Like kind of like what they did in Rob Zombie, where they made Laurie Strode like crazy at the end when she wore like the Michael Myers mask. I was like, I really hope that they don't go into like that turning point. So it was really cool, like how I thought of that, but it didn't turn out to be that. It turned out that she pretty much was just like recovering from like whatever, like what just happened, because like Michael, if you guys know the story, Michael is after Laurie and he wants to kill her and stuff like that. He has like a huge obsession with her, and then he pretty much kills anybody in his way. It doesn't matter if it's kids or he hasn't killed a baby, I'll say that. But he has killed in the newer versions of Michael. He does kill kids, which is really fucked up. But he normally kills like adults and like teenagers and stuff like that. So it was a really good. John Carpenter. It was interesting to see how he was going to revamp the franchise, because if you know, in the older versions, Laurie does die. In Resurrection, she gets thrown off the roof by Michael, and then that's pretty much it. And then you have to watch the rest of the movie. It's ridiculous. But then when he came back and she plays Laurie again, she actually did a really good job. So it ties in with like 1978 and then going into Halloween 2. And then if you see it, they actually released like the never before seen footage from like, I think it was Halloween 2 and Halloween 1978. Like they had like different clips and stuff, and it was really good. And they brought back some really beloved characters like Kyle Richards, and they brought Anthony Michael Hall, but he had nothing to do with being as Tommy Doyle, like the original Tommy Doyle, which would be really cool if they brought the original back. But Allyson did a really good job. I will say 2018 and Halloween Kills were pretty much my two favorite ones. It was just graphic and gory completely, and Michael was on like another level. But I will say Halloween Ends, I was very disappointed, because the whole movie basically just revolves around that Corey kid who's like basically Michael's protege, and Michael never lets anybody go. He just kills everybody, right? So like I was really upset that Michael kind of like was like a pussy and hid in like the sewers a little bit. And I mean, I know people were saying, well, he's getting all of his stamina back and he's getting all of his stuff because he was shot, I believe, and he was stabbed multiple times, and I believe he was burned as well. So I get it. Like he needs to like, you know, regenerate his like energy, but it was just disappointing because Michael is not superhuman. He's not supernatural. He literally is basically a guy who is strong as fuck and is very smart, and he's like he knows what he's doing. But yeah, so I was really disappointed in it. I will say the ending of Halloween Ends was really good. It did have me like thinking that Lori actually was gonna kill herself. I remember crying, I believe, actually in the theaters, because like the way she did it, it sounded like she was gonna blow her fucking brains out everywhere. But that had me going right there. But just watching them two, like the showdown, like I always had my money on Lori because like I knew she was gonna take care of her own. But like she had me kind of like a little nervous and a little scared when they were doing that whole fight scene in the kitchen. But she was a fucking boss. Like her throwing the fucking refrigerator on him and then like fucking slitting, like nailing him to the table like Jesus, and then fucking slitting his wrists and then shit like that. Like she did a really good job. But then when Michael literally took his fingers and sliced his own fingers in half, because again, this guy doesn't fucking feel pain at all apparently, he fucking like starts choking her out like to death, right? And it was really coming close that she was literally gonna be like lights out, like this bitch is about to die and they're both gonna die. But if it wasn't for Allyson coming in and literally shooting him, or whatever she did to him, I think she stabbed him, and then kind of like freed Michael from the chokehold, like from Lori, then that's when Lori did her thing and she pretty much slit his throat. I will say, it was overkill. I mean, a lot, which was really good. And I always say, when I go back and watch, like, let's say Jason, for instance, I said, this motherfucker needs to go through an industrial fucking shredder. So what did they do? They put Michael through an industrial shredder, and they pretty much, like, it was really fucking graphic. It was a really good ending to the franchise. I think putting him in the industrial shredder, it was perfect. But it was really fucking disgusting, because when you see his body get like absorbed into like the machine, you watched his like body basically pop, and there's like so much blood goes everywhere, and you can hear like the crunching of his bones and stuff. It was really fucking disgusting. So whoever did the sound effects, like 10 out of 10. But yeah, so I was really sad though, like how it ends. I know there was apparently 3 different endings to the ending of Halloween Ends. I know one of the endings was Lori becomes like not possessed, but she becomes like Michael in a way. Like she gets like the obsession like him or something, and she basically turns into like kind of like a serial killer, but they don't really say it, but you kind of like know it because she starts breathing like him. But I like how the ending, how it ended. So it was really good. But yeah, so this is a pretty cool add to my collection. So one day when I go through a walkthrough of my autographs, you guys will see pretty much my whole outstanding, like finished Halloween autographs. Leave a like, leave a comment, and tell me what you guys think. Ciao for now.